everyone, so ElecMod just sent over their F96 front display. Check this out. It's really sharp. It's got 5 different UIs: CarPlay, Android Auto, front camera, side vehicle blind spot warning. You've got some driving data here, which includes an average mile per hour. Pretty slick. I don't think the Tesla has that even. This is for the Model Y, Model 3, older editions, and new Highland edition also. And if you have a Highland Model 3 or a right-hand drive Model 3, it comes with this cool bracket, this magnetic bracket in the back, which allows some unique installs. Now, I installed this differently than what they show you, and I'm going to explain this better in the video, but normally they tell you to mount it up here. I decided kind of last minute to mount it here. That's why you see these wires out here not mounted quite as nicely as it should be, but I am going to go over different mounting options and how you can avoid these wires if you decide to do it this way. The pre-Highland and Model Y, the mounting is different and looks like this. All right, so we are going to do the usual unboxing, full install, and then the review. The install is going to include all versions. So the newer Model 3 Highland, the older Model 3 pre-Highland, and Model Y. And I admit it, I lifted a bunch of install video from ElecMod. However, I do point some things out during the install that will definitely help you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also never forget to use the discount code TeslaMark. Use it at checkout and it will save you the most amount of money, and it works in all the best places. Oh yeah, it comes with this cool ludicrous badge. Ooh. Whoa, I'm liking this already. This is the ludicrous badge, which is actually on the back of my Model 3 Performance 2024. Ah, fantastic. Ah, look at this. All right, so new screen. This is like a 9-inch screen. We've got, looks like probably these connectors, which we'll get into. Yeah, so they're using USB-C. There's 2 different connectors. Well, one of them is for the power and signal, and the other one is going to be for a camera, actually here, camera. And this says 5 volts. And here it looks like we can put a memory card in there. We'll see what that is all about. And then they offer different types of brackets depending on the car that you have. We'll get into that too. But yeah, this looks pretty sharp. Yeah, that is nice. Nice and low profile. Oh yeah, check it out. Another badge, ludicrous badge, sweet. Okay, little pry tools. One of them is going to be for the power and signal, and the other is going to be for the camera. And it looks like they leave the connector off so that you can run it through some of the holes in the dash a little better. These are connectors for near the foot panel by the computer, and one of the wires is going to be running into there, and this is going to pull, obviously, signal and power and ground from that. All right, and then, okay, the camera, very cool. We're going to mount that up front. That's going to be really nice. Okay, so yeah, this is another cable that I think goes with the camera here too, but it might just be a little bit of an extension. We'll see what happens with that. All right, and then, all right, for this car, okay, so for the Model 3 Highland, looks like we're just going to stick this onto the dash, and then this is going to go onto the back of here, and then, oh, actually, we don't even need this. Not even sure why we have this, because this is like, wow, that sucker is on there. Okay, so yeah, once we get this mounted to the dash, then this moves. But it's pretty stiff, which you want because you don't want this thing, you know, easily moving while you're driving around. Oh, this is actually really nice because then it offers all kinds of different options and angles, as opposed to, you know, a lot of times when you have a mount on the dash, that's it. Like once it's there, it's there. It's stuck in that position. So this is pretty slick. I do like this. Oh, look at that. Oh, I didn't even know it did that. Wow. Okay, that is slick. Yeah, that offers a lot of variability. I am liking this. Depending on the Tesla that you have, Model 3, Model Y, Model 3 Highland, there's a couple of different processors and years. You pick your car. When you're ordering, you know, you pick your car, and they send you exactly what you need for your model. Wanted to show this camera too, because these things just keep getting better and better. This is like a rubber outer shell here, probably silicone, and the camera, the lens here, this slides around, and it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but this moves around in here. So you can adjust it left, right, up, down, all the way around to get a better view. So yeah, that is pretty slick. All right, let's get this on the car. Alright, so they show running this wire through this spot here, and if you look at this spot here, this tiny little slit, it's, you know, a tiny little slit. Can't get the wire through there, so I looked at some other spots. There's things blocking here. You can get in through here, but it's pretty far away, so I couldn't see how to get it out here. So what I'm going to do is use this and open this slot up a little bit more so we can get the wire through. You see these cars, they change things kind of all the time. Obviously, some are built in China, some are built here. So things are a little bit different, I guess. I don't know, but I'm just going to open this up a little bit. See it poking through there, so this shouldn't be bad. Alright, I wanted to cover this connector a little bit. Just, you know, you see you got the pink wire here, matches on the red side. And just make sure they're all facing up or the same direction. Those little tabs that you can see have to catch in there, and so they don't pull out. And as long as they are all facing up, which can sometimes be a little bit tricky if you twist the wires, but you should be able to, I think maybe you heard that kind of click in, and then none of them will pull out. See here too, it was a little bit of a challenge because they're slightly different lengths, but that's how it goes. It's really not that bad as long as they're all, again, turned the correct way, and just try not to get them all jacked up and they'll go in. You won't be able to pull them out, no problem. Alright, on this side I also had to go in a slightly different spot right there, and then the wire ran over to here, no problem. Not that big of a deal. I think they showed it just like the other side, kind of going in next to this clip all the way on the left, but we have an opening there, so no big deal. Okay, so I have this uniquely mounted on the steering column, and I also have these stalks here, which you can find a video for. Maybe I'll put a link up here or something. But I thought the view for me was kind of perfect. This is about the view that I see. And honestly, on my last Tesla, I had a yoke, and it allowed me to, you know, it eliminated this, obviously. And whenever I had any screens, it just completely cleared the view for me. So the upside of having this here is that it brings it into a nice view right here for me. Although you could come pretty close to this view, mounting it up here, but this would just seem to be easier to mount it here. One of the downsides, however, is that it's going to change the install. So I originally thought, you know, I was going to mount it up here like they call for. So that is why I've got these cables run here. However, it is not that difficult to run the cables behind the steering column and through the dashboard. Although I don't show how to do that here, it is really not all that difficult to do. And these wires can be made a little bit more neat. They can be tied together better and then hidden more too. However, you know, from here, you don't see them anyway. You know, really, you know, they're fairly well hidden. You got to be like looking way over here to see anything. One of the downsides here, I thought, was going to be massive kind of airflow restriction. However, this also depends on what kind of airflow that you like. If you like the air blowing into your face, this is no problem. Believe me, the air is blowing over here nicely. I've got this set, if that's showing up. So this is like way up, and right here, this is pretty much blowing into my face. And I can feel it. It's coming right here. However, when we get to this level down here, it's blocked. Here is where I can feel it again. So, you know, depending on where you mount it, if you mount it back here and have it up, you're not going to have that issue. It's barely going to be blocking any of the air. And depending on where you sit, you know, if you're shorter, taller, whatever, I'm a little taller, and this view just kind of worked out for me. And again, it's just to show you that you have different options here. So I don't know, I just kind of was playing around quickly, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to mount it here. I just like the way it sat down here. The display is just a lot more discreet. We'll see if the airflow bothers me, but actually where I had to set the airflow, it was like it wasn't blocking it. So for me, it's fine. When you get this display, before you run any wiring or cabling, you know, decide if this is a big issue for you and you want to mount it down here, you know, just make that decision early on. This just fills this in kind of, it's like perfect. All right, let's take a look at some of the display options here in the menu. You've got your volume, which is the console volume. Your brightness, right now I've got it set manually at 100%. You can set that to auto, which will follow the you know, whatever your Tesla screen is at. All right, here, same thing with here. This is the daytime option, you know, nighttime, just like your normal Tesla screen goes light and dark. Auto will follow along. And then here, you know, you can change the color of your car in the app. This is that rainbow road thing. We'll leave it on for now. This will be the front camera if you've got that option. Time, 12, 24 hour, and then stop sign, American or general. Let's go into controls here. Tire pressure, audio, either going through the console here or Bluetooth, which is the Tesla system, which is probably what you're going to want. This is automatic Bluetooth connection. Here is steering wheel control, either on or off. Left or right hand drive, Celsius, Fahrenheit. This is blind spot detection, and if you have the front camera option, it will automatically turn on or manually. System menu, English, you've got 4 different UIs. This is a speed limit warning. We'll have to see how that actually works out. And then you can adjust for the time zone here. All right, software. tells you your version, and then if there are any updates, you should be able to get them over the air. OTA. All right, let's take a look at the different UIs. And what is pretty cool with changing between the UIs is they've added this roller switch here. So you got to kind of zip up, I don't know if it's 4 or 5 different clicks really quick, but it allows you to change UIs, and it's pretty convenient. So this is the second UI. Here is the third one. This one is super plain, a little bit less plain. And then back here. So yeah, it is nice to be able to scroll through these pretty quickly, and pretty cool. They offer a lot of different options here. Obviously this is in the light mode. Let's check out dark mode. Okay, so using the scroll wheel, I just went down 1, and it gets you kind of into this menu here where you can change between setting, you know, car life, Android Auto, CarPlay, or, you know, settings and tire pressure. So let's get into settings. Let's get into dark mode. All right, yeah, that looks pretty, all of these look sharp, and I do like the way this looks in dark mode. I gotta say, it makes the whole display kind of seem smaller because it, you know, everything else is dark except for what you want to see. At nighttime, this is going to be really slick, I think. So let's check out the other ones. Okay. Nice. And back to super plain mode. All right, let's see if we could set up Android Auto. Do a right click there. I found on my phone the ID TSL blah blah blah, and connecting to that. Okay, I've got my code, connection complete, pair. I believe it is connected. Yeah, there we go. Just like that, Android Auto set up. Let's get into Spotify. So I can do the controls with the wheel here, which is really nice. I don't want to have to be driving and like reaching my hands around there. So let's see how that works. I think we got to do a right click for play. All right, so first of all, the audio is going through the device right now, which, as you can imagine, doesn't sound nearly as good as the car. Let me get into settings. All right, we're gonna want Bluetooth. So loudspeaker will basically put the audio through this speaker. Bluetooth will put it through the Tesla sound system, which of course is what you're going to want. All right, let's go for a drive. Check this out. So as you can see, it's following the Tesla screen here pretty closely. There we go, my PSI is now showing up. I do like that. I like being able to see that kind of at all times. So yeah, this is pretty slick. I mean, we got temperature, we've got a pretty slick current drive stat here. You know, your speed, your charge, or miles left. I don't know if we can change it to charge or not, because over here I have it as a percentage, and over here in miles. Well, you know what? That's kind of cool actually, because now, you know, I could see the miles here and look over at the percent there, and I don't have to hit anything on a screen. So I don't know if that can be changed here, but yeah, I don't really care. Right now I'm digging this UI. I also like the dark one here because it just kind of, the rest of the display disappears, so all you're seeing are these dials here, or, you know, digital dials. Okay, another UI. Now, this one's kind of cool. Also, though, with this bug, I'll have to let them know about that. All right, in order to correct the battery from being 99% all of the time, hold the right button, push it in for 25 seconds, while I was in park anyway, and it just lined up. Now we got 77% there, 77% there, all good. All right, different UI. Kind of has a combination of the last two. You know, that average speed, I don't think we have that anywhere on the Tesla. Okay, did I get all the UIs? No, this one's different. Oh, that's kind of cool. Let me see. So we've got the blue and then green for slowing down. Okay, other things. Open the frunk. Shows up here too. The rear hatch does that. We can open a door. It shows that. So that is pretty neat. Alright, there's the rainbow that we've got set. That one setting, I can't remember what they call it. They don't call it the rainbow setting. And we see the blue steering wheel. So autopilot indicator works. Nice. Kind of cool, you get the same notifications here to automatically go into reverse. Okay, let's see what happens when I try to change lanes with a car here. Nope, it says no go. As I said before, I kind of messed up the cable for the front camera, so I'm using some ElecMod footage. Front camera is pretty cool. It can be used in a couple different ways. One is strict manual mode. You turn it on or off using the right scroll wheel. And also it can automatically turn on when you put the car in drive, and it stays on until you hit about 10 miles an hour.